Welcome to the Best IEM Award of 2021. This is the under $200 edition. If you want to watch the under $1,000 edition, I'll leave that link down below. Very simple rule. Number one, the IEM must be under $200. And number two, it must have been released in 2021. Quick and simple. No 2020, no 2022. Here are some of the categories we're going to go over today. We have Best Comfort, Best Bass, Best Vocals, Most Surprising Release, Best Looks, Most Resolving Hall of Fame, and Must Own Award. Now, each IEM can only win one award except for the Must Own category, where we're going to be picking the winner out of the previous winners of other categories. Without further ado, let's start out with the first category, Best Comfort. And this one goes to none other than the Hannah 2021 by Tanxian. Now, not only is this super comfy, it's also very well built, very nice design as well, really good looking pair of IEMs. They're super tiny, which makes them, again, extremely comfortable. When I wear these, I don't really feel them in my ears at all. They're super lightweight, they look heavy, they look luxurious because of all the kind of metal looking design, but it's very light and it fits pretty much all ears really well, whether you have small ears, whether you have big ears. It just doesn't exist when you wear it. That's how comfortable they feel. The sound quality on this is also some of the best you can grab under $200 in general. It has really good, fun, powerful mid bass leading into a rather clean mid-range and a surprisingly energetic upper mids and treble area. Great for a variety of genres. This type of tuning is very versatile, but for me, I love listening to the Hannah on genres that has a lot of bass, like EDMs, rap, R&B, most pop music, for example, and especially if they have female vocalists, the Hannah plays all of those very well. Next category is Best Bass. If you love a good, powerful bass cannon of an IEM, but you don't want to sacrifice any cleanliness in the mids, you don't want muddy bass, you don't want bass bleed, but you still want mega powerful bass, then look no further than this IEM right here. The FIO X Critical Eclipse. This is bass done extremely well while trying its best to keep it contained in the bass region. And this thing does that really well. The mid-range here is surprisingly very clean while the bass is also surprisingly pretty powerful. For me, if you want kind of the best of both worlds, good bass, good mids, and decent treble area, if you're a bass lover in any capacity, the FIO X Critical Eclipse is one that you really need to look at. Now this, if you guys do not know, is a redone of FIO's FH3. The Eclipse for me is better than the FH3 in pretty much every single way possible. It's just much better in the mid-range, more natural. The bass is way more well controlled while still keeping relatively similar power, and the treble area is done better on the Eclipse as well. Just get Eclipse if one, you're a true bass lover, and if two, you're looking at FH3, just get Eclipse. Moving on, we have Best Vocals, and in 2021, there's no IEM that can beat this. Now it's a little bit of a different story. There's a new version of this that came out now, but back in 2021, this IEM was virtually unbeatable when it comes to how natural something sounds at how low the price of this IEM is. This one is the C Audio Yume. Now you guys might recognize that now we have the C Audio Yume Midnight, which I recommend over the Yume. The Midnight is just a Yume upgraded in almost every single way possible. So right now in this current day, get the Midnight, but back then the Yume was beautiful. The vocals, the instrumentals, everything comes across very natural, real, and organic, and something that is super surprising at a price of under $200. You would not expect that kind of tuning until you reach somewhere in the $300 to $400 price point. So the Yume was a big surprise to the community, big surprise to the industry, and now sadly gonna never be recommended again, because of course there's a better version of it, Yume Midnight. So yeah, props to the Yume for bringing forth one of the best tuning possible under $200 for its time. Still a fantastic IEM if you want to buy it, but again, like I said, buy the Midnight. It's the Yume, just better in every way. Next category, we have the most surprising release, and this has to go to none other than the Tin T3 Plus. Man, I thought Tin was done. I really thought Tin was done. They were just releasing endless amounts of reused names like a Tin T2 Evo, the Tin P2 Gold Edition. They were just on their way down the relevancy scale in a way. No one expected them to make something this competitive in today's market. So in comes the 10T3 Plus, and wow, does it compete with everything else in a similar price bracket. This thing is $79, and do you know what IEM lives at $79? Yeah, and it competes with that. So yes, biggest surprise of the year for pretty much anybody in the community. The 10T3 Plus really brought some light back to tin hi-fi. So yeah, I'm excited to see if tin can keep up this trend of releasing good IEMs. We'll see in 2022. There's no news announced yet from tin hi-fi about any potential new releases. So there's yet some waiting around to do, but hopefully they can release something as good, if not better, than the 10T3 Plus moving forward. Moving on, we have best looks. Now, there's been a lot of really good looking IEMs released in 2021. The Hana 2021 is one of the better looking ones as well. That could have easily won this, but towards the end of the year, Kinera announced an IEM under $200 that fits this bill completely. This one is the Kinera Edan Golden. Now, I love North mythology, and Kinera base all of their work on North mythology type of theme, and this one has a Yggdrasil tree design that I really love. It is the Tree of Life, has a lot of good meanings. Kinera IEMs to me have consistently released just beautiful looking products. I own many of their IEMs. I own this one, I own the Norn, of course I own the Skald and the Nanan too. So yes, best looks goes to the Kinera Edan Golden. One thing is that the sound, it's just alright, the sound's not as competitive as I might like it to be, but the design looks great. We're almost to the end of the list now. Next we have the most resolving IEMs under $200. This is Moondrop Kato. Now this, if you like the Aria, the Starfield, the KXXS, to an extent, Hana 2021, it has the same style tuning as the Aria, the Starfield, and the KXXS, but much more refined. The bass line is tighter, the details is better, the stage is wider. It's just, again, the definitive addition to those style of IEMs, and for under $200, there's no other IEMs more resolving than the Kato. The detail retrieval on this is great. Just a premium IEM overall from Moondrop. Really solid release, one of their best releases ever. And one extra thing, all the accessories that comes with the Kato is also really good. The cables, the tips, the extra nozzles. It looks, feel, and sounds like it should be way more expensive than what it is. So yeah, to do it under $200, big up. All right, last category now before we pick the must-own IEM of 2021. This is the Hall of Fame. Now the Hall of Fame is an IEM that is so good that it could have won multiple awards, and I really didn't know where to fit it, so I came up with the Hall of Fame to put this IEM in. And the winner of this category, you guys probably already saw it coming. I mean, I've teased it throughout the entirety of this video while not really giving it any award itself. This one is IEM that I talk about probably the most in 2021. The Moondrop Aria. No surprise, under $100, it performs like it's $200. It is so insanely good and falls just a bit behind the Kato. If you want a better version of the Aria, of course, again, the Kato is the best choice, but the Aria for $79, it's an insane deal. And to me, I still prefer the Aria over the 10T3 Plus. I like the more neutral style approach to the Aria than the 10T3 Plus, that is more V-shaped. But yeah, Aria, Hall of Fame. It could have won in so many different categories. Best value, also best looks. I love this as well. Best comfort, also very light IEM, very comfortable IEM. But yes, with all that said, this is the definitive #1 IEM for me of 2021. And I should probably say this now. The next award, must own category, must own IEM of 2021. It's also the Moondrop Aria. I think that should come to no surprise by now. Just do this. If you have $100, you don't know what to buy, the first IEM to be considered is Moondrop Aria.